What's up, guys? Man at the Barn, vlog number 5. What's up, guys? Brian here, Man at the Barn, vlog number 5. So, it's been about 5 months since my last YouTube video. I got a message from one of you yesterday or today saying, you know, why did I stop making videos? So, I wanted to take a minute and answer that question. I've been wanting to make some more videos, especially here the last couple of weeks. Back in November, I found myself, really wasn't happy with the videos I was putting out. I found myself not really mentally there. And what I realized was I had like 7 irons in the fire. I had 7 little projects here at the farm that were kind of outstanding. My barn was a mess, as you might have saw from, it looks a little bit mess, but it's more straightened up now. I had a retaining wall that was half built. I had a shed for my alpacas that was halfway falling down. And so there was really a lot of things that I needed to get done. And I found myself starting another project with the YouTube videos and said, before I get into that, before I start putting in some more money into YouTube, getting equipment and whatever, trying to make better videos, let me close out some of these projects that were going on here on the farm. So that's what I did. That was one reason. Another reason was last year I really did a lot of time and a lot of research into the treasure, and I really thought that I was going to go out in August and get it and retrieve it. August, September, I actually went early September, and I thought I was going to retrieve it. And I told myself then that if I didn't retrieve it, that I was going to come back and start making YouTube videos and put out there what I had. And so that's what I started to do. And then literally within a month of me getting back, Once Upon a While came out. My last YouTube video was vlog number 4, was a review of Once Upon a While. It was more of a physical review of the book, not really anything about inside the book, any of the stories. My plan was to go through and you know, read some of those stories. I wanted to get into Too Far to Walk. So some of the map, everybody was, you know, is talking about the thrill of the chase and the poem. And, but then Once Upon a While came out. And I realized where I went wrong on my hunt, on my solve. And so, I've said it in other videos, and I'll say it here. I believe I know where the chest is, and I know a lot of people say that, so I do not expect anybody out there to believe me when I say I know where it's at. Oh yeah, Man in the Barn is where it's at. No, don't believe me. I completely get it. That doesn't mean that I don't think I know where it is. And people will say, well, how do you know? And Forrest, I think, tells us whenever he says, whoever's going to go in there is going to find it with confidence. They're going to know that it's not going to be an accident. And I mean, I know exactly where I'm going to go look. And I feel like if anybody watches Calazar's vlogs, he did an interview with the family who found the breakfast tea and bourbon treasure in the hot springs in Arkansas, I believe. And they said that they went out on their first trip, thought they were going to find it, didn't, went back home, did a little bit of reading, realized where they went wrong, and said they were like 200 yards from it. Then you would talk to John, I believe his name was John Bassett, or whoever the creator of that treasure hunt. He said after it was found that he had 7 videos, or not videos, 7 contacts from people saying that they were right there, that they just didn't get down on their hands and knees and they didn't flip over that rock, supposedly that the whistle flute was under. So that's what I feel happened to me at myself. When I was there, I was literally within inches, feet of it. And many people said, you're going to see it, it's going to be right there, and you're not going to know it's there. And literally, that's what happened to me, I feel. So I'm not really going to talk about that anymore. I'm not really searching for the treasure at this point. My planning and what I'm doing is more around recovering the treasure. You can say, and even Toby said it, the Gypsy on the Gypsy's Kiss said it the other day, if you know where it's at, go out and get it. Right, get off this video right now, go out and get the treasure. And the fact of the matter is, the treasure is not accessible to me at this time. If it was, I guarantee you I would be there. And I guarantee you I am looking at the earliest time that it's accessible to me. And as soon as that is, I have a feeling about when it's going to be, so that's what I'm planning for. But as soon as it is, I'm going to go out and look for it again. I mean, part of my recovery is I have a replica of the treasure chest here. This is the same dimensions that they list in the book. It's 41 pounds. It's got 4 10-pound weights in it. And I made that a couple of years ago. For people who are seriously thinking about going and getting the chest, you need to make or get something similar to the weight of that chest and size and shape. This thing is heavy, 41 pounds, right? You have to lift this up off the ground. It's got a lid on it. If that lid opens up and those coins and nuggets and jewels and whatever else is in there spill out, I mean, you're gonna, oh crap, right? Start picking it up, putting it in your bag. That's not a Terry Scantwood Marvel gaze, right? Some people say that there's a lock. If you look at the pictures, there's a lock on the chest, but the key on top of it, I don't think the key's on top of it. It wouldn't make sense to me. Maybe it's in it. Maybe it's not locked. Maybe it's got a latch. I don't know. And you don't know either, but you gotta be prepared. So I practiced lifting that, and I'm not gonna say I lift weights with it, because I don't, but I practiced lifting it from a hole in the ground, at least 1.5 feet deep, and lifting it out and putting it in my bag and strapping it in and putting my bag on and walking 1 3/4 mile. Not because I wanted to exercise, but because I feel that's what it's gonna take, and I want to be prepared for it. I don't want to drop that thing, and I want to get in and get out. Yeah. Anyways, that's a little bit of just rambling, I guess. Another reason I haven't made a video, I got busy with work. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a project manager, and I got a project that's kept me busy for the last few months. The last few weeks, that's simmered down some, and I've really looked at making videos again. But honestly, I'm a little bit disheartened by what I'm seeing on YouTube right now. You've got a few big Forrest Fenn vloggers, right? You got the Gypsies, right? I'm a fan of the Gypsies. I'm a moderator on their channel. But I don't watch them because I think they know where the treasure is. They do not know where the treasure is at all. They are completely not in the right place. But it's their self, and they can be in the wrong place. Doesn't bother me. I only watch it to see what other people are saying. If there's anybody else in my location, what they're saying about myself. And they have brought it up. They have brought up my warm water's hot. They play it off. They blow it off. And that's fine. I really, when I hear myself or hints and things about myself brought up, because trust me, there's YouTubers out there who have the same warm water salt. When I went and looked last year, I was walking in people's footsteps. So there are people there. I mean, I have no thoughts that I'm the only one that knows about the secret location, because I don't. I think I'm one of a handful of people who are about to figure this out, and I just want to be the first one out of these handful to go get it. And so it scares me to death that I'm just going to miss it by a few days. But anyway, so I'm a little bit disheartened by what I'm seeing. So you've got the gypsies that I watch them pure professionalism. I think they make very good videos. Their production quality, the way or I should say they do their interviews. They document all of their stuff. They do the research. I think it's very professional. That's why I tune in and subscribe to them. Cal Lazar's, he hasn't made any treasure hunting videos in a while. He was my top one, especially when he was doing the Forrest Fenn Said What series. But he's, I guess gotten busy with life, jumped into the grand adventure. So don't really have anything about it. You got the man alone who, he won't answer a question. He comes up, he's putting 3 and 5 minute videos out 8 times a day. And they're not saying anything. And I, watched one of the videos and I said, what was the one he was talking about? Where he said if he was going to, the trove, if he was going to find it, he would turn it in, because this is definitely a trove and they're going to give it back to you. And he wants to be, and I said, so to be clear, you didn't answer. Are you going to give the chest to the leader or whatever of the location you found it? The superintendent, if it's a national park, if it's the forest rangers, if it's, I don't know, wherever it's at. And, so how can you really, he answers it, but how can you really keep a secret these days? Well, you can keep a secret by not telling somebody, for one, right? If you turn this chest over to anybody, in my opinion, you will not get it back fully. You might get part of it back, but got to remember, possession is 9/10 of the law. Got to remember the golden rule. The man who has the gold makes the rules. The man or woman who has the gold makes the rules, right? And if it's the federal government that's taking it, there's case law that they're going to keep half. They're going to attempt to keep half, and you're going to go to court spending money to try to get money that if you'd have just kept your mouth shut, you would have had anyway. So, completely disagree with him on that methodology. He's got it solved. He's going to go out and look soon. That's fine. But I don't think he's really answering the questions. I don't know. I think that would... Bill Gorman, Bill's Bill. You know what? Everybody calls him, he thinks he's crazy. But I disagree. I don't think the art is in the wood. Art is in wooden picture frames in the museums 100%, but I don't think the art's in the woods. And I don't think the things are in the pictures are in the rocks. And I don't think Homer Brown is the North American brown beaver dam. But I do think he's right that the treasure's in Colorado. I do think he's right that the poem leads to a location, and then once you're at that location, the book gives you the instructions on how to get it, which completely goes against the flip side of the dirt road. Sean, who is a poem purist, I don't even know what that means. I guess it means that you only go by the poem, and some people say the poem in the book. And I think the book's a poem. I said that in vlog number 2, right? Remember that whole thing? I think the poem might be a novelistic poem. The book might be a novelistic poem. So, you're not gonna, I've gone back now that I know where I have my solve. I can now reverse engineer a lot of things, and I can go back and I can look at what Forrest meant when he said certain things. And To answer, if the question was asked to me, on my solve, could I find it with just the poem? Not the book, not the Thrill of the Chase, not Too Far to Walk, not Once Upon a While, not the map, just the poem. And retroly looking at it, right, reverse engineering it, yes, you can. If you're a poem purist, you do have a possibility to find it. I think the odds are against you. I think the blaze is going to be very tough to define, or you're going to know what to look for from just the poem. That being said, I think the poem alone will get you almost there. Well, they'll get you within 200 feet. So, and I think that's fairly, depending on how much other research you do, fairly safe bet, right? But I can tell you that the book makes it 100 times easier. Can you find it with just the poem in the book? Yeah, for sure, no problem. I'm going to tell you, for those people who don't think there's anything in Too Far to Walk or Once Upon a While, Too Far to Walk is a map. It's a map to the location. That fold out in the back, I don't have my Too Far to Walk with me, but that fold out map in the back is not the treasure map. The book, Too Far to Walk, provides you instructions on how to build your own treasure map, if you will. Maybe I'll do some videos on what I mean by that. But yeah, there's things. And Too Far to Walk helps you when your boot's on the ground. Before your boot's on the ground, it provides very little in the way of hints or clues, in my opinion. Once Upon a While, I believe, is a quick reference guide. It's for those advanced searchers who are in the location who can't figure it out. There's just some final polishing off details that are in Once Upon a While. So, all three books, it took me all three books to find the location. And it was actually an epiphany. Going through I read Once Upon a While twice. I was in the process of reading it the third time whenever it hit me, like a ton of bricks. And so it's taken me all three books and about a year of heavily searching the two books, and then since November, Once Upon a While. So the last 5 months, 3 books. Heavily researching those, researching something every day to find the poem. My recommendation to all you searchers out there who are on YouTube trying to figure out, trying to get an edge, trying to learn something about Forrest Fenn, don't listen to any of us, me included, right? I haven't found it yet. I don't think you should listen to me. I wouldn't listen to me, right? Because I haven't found it yet. I only think I know where it's at. But definitely don't listen to these other people. Listen to what Forrest says in The Thrill of the Chase. Get The Thrill of the Chase. The section titled Important Literature. My recommendation would be read important literature 4 times. It's only about 6 pages. Read it 4 times. Take a break, put it down, think about it for a day. Read it a couple more times, put it down, think about it for a day. Do that about 10 times. Things are going to start popping out. When things don't make sense, when things are like, why would he say that? Why is that just, he throws in an oddball statement, are going to start popping out after you've read it a couple of times, and things are going to start looking differently, and things are going to start meaning things differently. And then once you get a hang of how you start seeing things differently, then move on to the rest of the book, reading it that way. And the best example I can give, if you remember, gosh, I was probably in my teens, not driving yet, so 22, 23 years ago, there was these posters that you would see in Walmart or whatever, and they were all just a bunch of jumbled up shapes and little symbols or whatever. But if you stared at it and you stared through the picture, all of a sudden things popped, right? And it was like a 3D. I remember there was one for Jesus or something in my church, and Jesus's hands and the hands were coming at you kind of like this. But you didn't see it unless you tried to stare through the picture and see what was behind it. That's going to be my recommendation. Look at it without analyzing it. Look at it, find those minute details that are going to make things pop at you. That's my recommendation. Anyway, before I go, back in vlog number 1, I talked about my first solve where I made 2 trips to Yellowstone. I actually had video of that trip that I was looking for to make that vlog. I could not find it at that time. Since then, I have found it. So I am going to be putting that into vlog number 6. So vlog number 6 will be coming out in the next couple of days. That's going to be my boots on the ground trip to Yellowstone, along with some pictures. You'll see Old Faithful, real close to Cody the bison. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. To those subscribers, sorry it's been so long. I'm going to be back. I'm going to make some more videos. I'm jumping on the bandwagon too, I guess. So thank you all for joining. Subscribe, smash that like button, comment below. Thanks, guys.